Hi, Aubrey. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you being here and being willing to talk to me. So, I'm Sky, and I'm an MSW intern. So far, you've already been given a consent for treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You've already been informed about our HIPAA policy.
Yes.
General release of information, and you know about our rules here at GMC, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just want to remind you that everything that you say to me here will be confidential.
Mm-hmm.
I won't repeat anything to anyone. Nothing you say to me can be used to prosecute you further. Except we do have our mandatory reporting requirements, which are abuse or neglect of a child, abuse or neglect of a disabled or elderly adult, intent to harm yourself or another person, or if you have a communicable disease with the intent to spread it.
Okay.
Okay? So, tell me a little bit about why you're here.
Well, I was in a car accident a little while ago, and I got my blood tested at the time, and it was found positive for THC, and so the courts ordered me to come here for 16 weeks.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your use of marijuana. When did that start?
It started when I was 16, and I've been using it since then.
Okay. And do you use any other substances?
I drink.
Okay. And can you tell me why you started using?
Well, I started using, like I said, when I was 16, and my brother introduced me to it, my older brother, and he smoked, and yeah, around that time, I just kind of picked it up with him, I guess.
Okay, and how frequently do you use substances? How often do you drink, and how often do you use marijuana?
At least a few times a week. With marijuana is more frequent than the drinking is. I do drink sometimes, but I smoke quite a bit.
Okay, and do you see your substance use as a problem?
Yeah, I do. I think I use most of the time because I get really anxious. And so that's a way for me to kind of deal with that, and it helps me get out of my head and relax. And so I use that for that, but I think it's probably not the best way for me to handle that.
Do you feel like that's why you've always used substances?
I think for the most part, yeah, I've always had some anxiety, and I think it's gotten worse over the years, but I used it at first just kind of for fun because it's what my brother did and that's how it was, but I think later I started to use it to help with my anxiety.
Okay. And tell me about your anxiety. What do you get anxious about?
I don't know, if I say something stupid, like I said something stupid at work the other day, and I just couldn't get out of my head about it, and it's all I could focus on the rest of the day was saying something silly in front of someone and looking like I'm incompetent or doing things like that. And if I get embarrassed, it's just really hard for me to be able to deal with that. And so I just get really anxious.
Okay, so it sounds like you maybe have a little bit of social anxiety, maybe?
Yeah, I think that could be a lot of it.
You get anxious around people or big crowds.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have any obsessive thinking? You think about things that you say over and over again?
Yeah, I think that it gets stuck in my head for a while. And I think most people would be able to just kind of be like, oh, it was a mistake and get over it. But I just think about it for so long. And then by the time I'm off work or something and I go home, it's like the only way I can let it go is if I drink or if I smoke.
Right. That must be hard to have those kinds of thoughts running through your head all day.
Yeah, I just want to find ways to deal with it better, I guess.
Okay, so tell me about the consequences of your substance abuse. Has it caused problems in your life?
I go to school and I'm doing okay in school and I have a job and I feel like for the most part my life is really functional. Mm-hmm. But also with the anxiety and stuff, it feels really debilitating sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And just something that I don't want to have to deal with anymore. And I think it probably pushes people away too because I'm using and drinking so much.
Right. And do you feel like you being here is a consequence of your use, your legal problems right now?
Yeah, because getting my blood test and finding that out, they just kind of it was done, it was court ordered, so now I'm here, and feels like probably my biggest consequence from that right now is the court order treatment.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, and this is called the miracle question, and I want you to think about going to bed tonight, and you fall asleep, and you wake up in the morning, and a miracle has happened. And I want to know what life would be like for you if that miracle has occurred.
So if it, like any miracle?
Yeah, any miracle, anything to you that would be considered a miracle. If you woke up in the morning and something happened and it was just a miracle to you, what would that look like? What would life look like for you?
I guess I would never have gotten in that accident, and I wouldn't have the bills and the court, because hopefully I would have never started smoking or drinking in the first place like I do now, and I think my anxiety would be gone, and I'd be able to handle things a lot better. That would be a big thing for me, and my relationships would be good, and my job would be great, and I think I would be graduating, I don't know, especially just taking the anxiety away. There would be no more anxiety.
Okay. So let's talk about how we can make that happen. First of all, I want to ask you what you think some of your strengths are.
I'm a good student, and I work hard in my school, and I work hard at my job. I think I'm good at both my job and school. And I have a good support system, and I'm kind to people. I don't know.
Okay, so you're a good student.
I'm good at my job. I'm a good friend. And I'm trying to be committed to this.
Do you feel like you are a committed and devoted person?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know though, because I've tried to commit to maybe not using marijuana to help with my anxiety, and that hasn't worked, but I don't know.
Aubrey, one thing that I have noticed about you is you seem really self-aware. So I'm going to write that down. You seem self-aware of your problems and why you're here. You're aware that these behaviors are problems in your life and that you want to take steps to fix them. And I think that's really great. That is only going to help you in your recovery. So let's look at how these strengths can help you to accomplish that miracle that you have envisioned in your head for the future. What is the first goal that you would like to set to work towards that?
I think my first goal would be either to be able to stop using to cope with my anxiety, or even just being able to lower my anxiety.
Okay, that's great. So let's work on both of those. What are some things that you could do? Let's talk about your anxiety. So you use substances to cope with your anxiety. And when you start feeling anxious, what are some things that you could do instead of using? What are some hobbies that you have, or some things that you enjoy doing?
I really like to paint. I think that's something that can help me a little bit when I'm concentrating on something, because it gives me a place to focus. Or I like to go outside or exercise.
Okay. What do you like to do outside?
I like, depending on the season, I like to hike or go skiing or go camping or just be at the lake.
Okay, and you also said what else? You like to paint, you like to go outside, and you said exercise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Those are all really great things that you can do. So how would you feel if instead of using substances, you decided to paint, or you decided to take a hike, or you decided to go to the gym to exercise. Is that something we could work on doing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I feel like it's so much easier for me to just, smoke really quick or do something like that rather than go on a big hike or go to the gym for an hour or paint for however long. But I think it's something that I could try and do.
Sure. So I definitely understand that. It's much easier to just do the thing that gives you the most peace the quickest, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we've also seen some pretty serious consequences come from those behaviors, right?
Yeah.
And what are some of the consequences that might come from painting or going outside or exercising?
I can't really think of any bad consequences about them.
Right, I can't really either.
I think, besides time, but I mean, as long as I'm balancing my homework and stuff, I think it'd be fine.
Okay, great. And I have an idea that I'd like to run past you. Do you know what mindfulness is?
I've heard of it before, but I don't really know.
Okay, so anxiety is you're worrying about things that happened in the past, or a lot of times you're worrying about what's going to happen in the future. And mindfulness really helps you to focus on the present and to focus on the here and now and not be worrying about what's happening tomorrow or what happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to go through a little mindfulness exercise with you, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just want you to find a comfortable position, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to start breathing normally. Breathe in and out. Assume an attitude of non-judging, patience, non-striving, acceptance, trust, and letting be. Let go of any ideas about how things should be. Don't try to make anything in particular happen. Don't even try to relax. Bring awareness to your abdomen, allowing the abdomen to relax and become soft, gently letting the abdomen stay soft. Now direct your attention to the sensations of your breath as it comes and goes. Concentrate your awareness at the place in your body where you can feel the breath come and go most easily and naturally. For some, this is the abdomen, for others, the chest, and for others, the nose. Let your attention settle and focus exactly on the place where the breath sensations are easiest for you to feel. Allow the breath to breathe itself, flowing naturally, not trying to control it. This practice is about strengthening the attention and awareness, not controlling the breath. Thoughts may come and go, and I want you to be aware of them, but don't judge them, and then gently pull yourself back to focus. And I want you to bring awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and stretch forward, and gently open your eyes. Notice how you're feeling, then let that feeling go. How do you feel?
It was definitely hard to keep thoughts out of my head, but I don't know, I feel more relaxed and I feel
Do you
a
feel like
little better.
Do you feel like that's something you would be willing to try when you start feeling anxiety coming on to keep you grounded in the present?
Yeah, I think as long as because I can't really do it anywhere when I'm at work, but I think if I can take like a minute and even go in the break room, I think that could be really helpful.
Okay, and if you're able to control that anxiety, maybe you won't feel the need to use substances. Okay, great. So Aubrey, what I want you to do is I want you to take this notebook and I want you to, this whole week, I want you to write down every time you're feeling anxiety, and I want you to write about the experience. I want you to write about if you used one of the solutions that we came up with to avoid using substances, or if you gave in and used the substance. And I want you to be honest about it, because we want to see how this is working for you. So I want you to keep note of that. And I want you to remember these strengths that we've gone over. Remember the commitment and devotion that you feel within yourself. And remember the good things about who you are. And use those, especially the commitment and the devotion. I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I think that can be a real asset to you sticking to this plan that we've started. Do you feel like you are ready to commit to what we've talked about today?
Yeah, I think I can try.
Okay, great. So I want you to remember to journal every time, even if it's, and this is your journal, I'm going to give you this.
Okay.
Good or bad, I just want to hear about how it goes.
Okay.
Okay, great. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming, Aubrey.
Thank you. We'll trim it at the end.
I think that worked.